Hello guide, Colonel Ninny here. What exactly is an energy advantage? Simply put, any time that you are higher and faster than your opponent, you have an energy advantage. The challenge, of course, is to maintain the energy advantage throughout the dogfight. This is a live multiplayer game with a human opponent. Watch how I am able to get him into a position to shoot at him on several occasions, and he's not able to shoot at me once. And the only reason I get to call the shots and choose when to shoot at him is because I have maintained my energy advantage over him. Here I'm able to line up on him and take a shot, but rather than chasing him around the corner like this and losing my speed, I pull up and climb away. In doing a complete 360 to get back on my tail, he will have lost all his energy and won't be able to catch me. You'll recall from earlier lessons that the airspeed control is the pitch of the nose and that the altitude control is the power. For these examples, we're just going to leave the power set at 2300. In this example, we're flying along level at 450, and if we do a 90-degree turn and roll out, we really don't lose much airspeed at all. But in a steeper angle of bank and turning 180 degrees, we lose about 50 kilometers an hour. So in a dogfight, we twist and turn the aircraft, and every time we make a slightest turn, we must realize we are losing airspeed. We're losing our energy. We're losing our energy advantage. So watch how, as I go into these turns, the airspeed dwindles from 450 down and down and down. So for me, my critical speed is about 300. I never want to go below 300 at any time because that's the best climb speed. When I hit 300, I'm going to break off the attack and start climbing. Let's apply these principles in this dogfight. Even though my opponent is behind me, he does not have the energy to catch up. So when I'm ready, I'm going to use that advantage and swoop down on him. Shot, miss, but instead of chasing him around the corner, I pull up into a climb. Although it looks like we're both at the same altitude, I still have the energy advantage because I'm climbing out away from him. He has used up valuable energy in the turn trying to get back to me. My speed is still at 350, looking good. And so we start another attack. Unless my opponent can get the energy advantage over me, he will never be in a position to take a shot at me. I think you'll agree that sooner or later, the odds are I'm going to shoot him down. Once again, he's going to turn and slow down. I'm going to climb away and regain the advantage. And here we are again, in complete control of the situation. That poor guy has got to be pretty frustrated. And for the fourth time in a row, I'm going to break it off and climb away. Climbing away at 320. And hey, doesn't this look like deja vu? Wait a second, look at that second red arrow. That means I have a second opponent, and he's right on my tail. Now this revelation stands to change the balance of power, and it's not in my favor. So when in doubt, climb away and reassess. There's one of them. Where's the second guy? Up there, with the advantage. So what do we know? What we do know is that the Yak pilot is not very experienced. And what we don't know is how good is the LA-5 pilot. So it's safe to assume that the LA-5 is the bigger threat. But what about the aircraft? How does its performance stack up against my aircraft? Below 2,000 meters, the 109 outperforms both of these aircraft. But above 2,000 meters, it really pulls away. And above 4,000 meters, there's no comparison. And the LA-5 is by far the worst aircraft of the three. And no matter how good the LA-5 pilot is, I have a technological advantage. My tactic, therefore, has to be to climb, and if I can engage them at above 4,000 meters, I once again have the energy advantage over both aircraft. Instead of breaking off the attack, after assessing the situation, I feel I still have a good chance of shooting down at least one of these guys. And if I am able to maintain the energy advantage, I have the choice of breaking off and running home, and in my aircraft, they're not going to catch me. Another thing to always keep in mind is the direction that you're flying in these dogfights. Anytime I'm climbing away to gain the advantage, I prefer to climb in the direction of my friendly lines. If I get damaged, it means there's less distance for me to get home. And if the enemy follows me and gets damaged, it's further for him to go home. In the end, the game finished before we had a chance to conclude our combat. When you start the beginning of a multiplayer game, it's a good idea to have a look at how much time is left on the game. So, thanks for watching, guys. Hope you had fun. If you've enjoyed this video, found it helpful, please like it or subscribe. Or if there's another topic you'd like me to cover, please